Forgiven.
Forgiven. No more change.
My past.
My past.
It's over.
It's over.
Say right now.
Right now is the moment. Today is the day. I've been changed.
Come on, somebody declare that. I've been changed.
I have waited for
This moment right here. I've waited all my life.
that moment has been
So we say, there's nothing to go back to. Would you lift up your voice as loud as you can and say, I won't
go back. I can't go back to the way it used to be before your presence came and changed me.
Come on, somebody lift your voice and declare and say,
I won't go back.
can't go back
Go
to the way
back
it used to
to
be.
the way it used to be before your presence came and changed me.
Somebody say, I won't go back. Say,
I won't go back. Can't go back to the way it used to be before your presence came and changed me.
49 minutes past the hour here on 91.9 FM WLJS Jacksonville. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our special, The Male Race. Their struggles, their strides, their desires to improve. I'm just sitting here with my panel of 8 men, and we're discussing some of the dynamics of what it means to be a man in the 21st century and how to improve from these bad habits and how to improve from the struggles of being a man, and not what is a man, but who is the man. Before we left for the commercial break, I explained that we will be discussing men and their children, and one of the things that has been brought to the attention of the show when the public found out that we were doing this show was why that good fathers, good male fathers are disappearing. They are in short supply. They are no longer they're extinct. Where are they going? And why this time, maybe 30, 40, even 50 years ago, there were fathers everywhere. You saw them walking in the neighborhood. You saw them walking their children to school. You saw them sitting out in the audience at your evening programs in elementary school. They would sometimes even come up to your school to come visit you. And we don't see that happening anymore. The father that I was speaking of before we went to commercial break was Mr. Brad Richardson, who is an Army Reserve soldier, and he has a son. He has a little son. He has a young son, and from a father's perspective, Brad, I know you take care of your kid. You take good care of your kid. Yes, and I'm glad that there are men out there like you who do take on that task. That when you make a baby, you take care of it.
Yeah.
Why do you think, Brad, that there are so many men out there who choose not to take care of their children?
Probably goes back to a lot of the things we've been saying tonight. Role models, who the male role model in their life was, and some people didn't have fathers. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a father, an uncle, a granddad. But there has to be a positive male role model for the kid to base how men are supposed to act like off of.
Why do you think that it's become, or not necessarily why, do you think that there has become this idea that it's more manly or more masculine to make babies than it is to raise babies? Do you think that has become the essence of what a man is?
No, because I don't think so.
You don't
At
think
least
so?
if it's so far removed from me that I don't see it.
It's not your life.
Right.
Right. Okay.
It takes a special kind of person to take care of another little person.
What about the rest of you all? Do you think that has kind of become the essence of manhood is to make babies rather than raise them?
Yeah, I've especially seen that with some of the people that I graduated with. They just kind of tried getting around, and they didn't really want to take care of the baby as much. But like with my older brother, he now has a 1.5-year-old daughter, and I saw him do a complete 180 because when she came out, he saw that and was like, that is a part of me, and I'm going to take care of that at all costs. And when a baby comes along, I think that really can define a man. It's going to define what you're going to do in the future. Are you going to actually stand there and be there, or are you going to run?
It really brings out the real man, the true man in him. Yes, Brad?
Yeah, because that's your legacy. Your children are your legacy. Some people have other legacies, but every man worries about what imprint he's going to have on the world and what's, how are people going to remember him when he's gone. And your children are like the best proof, of what kind of person you were.
Brad, when you first found out that you were going to be a father, as a man, what went through your head? And the reason why I ask that is because if I can kind of get that perspective from you, then maybe we can kind of somewhere figure out where in your train of thought the men who have those other surprises that, oh, I'm a father, where at what point do they run? Where at what point do they go in the other direction and never come back? What went through your head when you found out that you were becoming a father?
I don't know. That never crossed my mind. Like hiking out, like never did. But positive male role models. Like I think my father did a decent job in the situation he was in. So, but I was not looking back on myself at the time. I wouldn't even call myself a man. I was 19 years old. I didn't know anything about how the world worked. I was just out of high school, just out of basic training, and hadn't even been deployed or anything yet, and I was just working a part-time job so I could have money to drink on or party with later. I didn't care about anything.
I noticed you said, well, is that why men run? Because they're scared? Is that why? It's a big step in their life. Jaleel, Atkins, go ahead and respond. You said it's a big step in their life. But why be scared of that big step in your life? Why make it a step that you can conquer, that you can embrace it?
That's the thing. When a father or a young man have a child, is all the unsures. Am I going to be a good father for this child? Am I going to have its back? Am I going to have everything taken care for it? It's like, what happened at this? What happened this? There's so many variables into having a child, and when a child comes to earth, that the easiest thing for well, it looks like now most men is to run, and that's not the key. That's not the thing. Like as you said before, there's men out there. Like it all depends on your role model. Either your father, your uncle, a grandparent, even the next door neighbor or something like that. It depends on them. So if they don't even have a good male role model, they don't know what to do. You can't. A mother is, if they looked like when, let's say, I was just raised by my mother, and then I had a child, or I was expecting a child in the world. Well, I can talk to my mom, but my mom's not a man. She can't tell me, oh, well, you need to do this, you need to do this, because I did that. Well, Mom, I'm sorry, but you're not a man. So I may become to the thing, the fact is, oh, no, she doesn't know what she's talking about. So the best thing for me is to desert this child and try to live on my own and hope the child have a better life without me instead of with me.
I feel as though a lot of people run too. Like a lot of these guys said, a lot of people run because of the male role models in their lives. That does play a role, but I think the main bottom line is just plain selfishness. They're still young. They want to go out and still party. They want to still, talk to plenty of women, and they ain't not ready to step up to the plate. And I think that's what the bottom line is, just plain selfishness. That's why people run.
Selfishness. And do you think that this selfishness may come from what we discussed earlier about what the image or the portrayal of a man is? The girls, the cars, the clothes,
Right.
the money. Unfortunately, in the year 2012, if you turn on any network or any channel, the men that are being portrayed, these men don't have children. These men have, just like you said, women, gold, grills, cars, and money.
Oh, they have children.
Oh, they have children. Oh, okay.
children.
Oh, okay. They do.
They have children, but the thing is,
You're right.
I think.
But they're not being portrayed as fathers.
Right. They're being portrayed as a stable horse.
Right.
Because there's a lot of men out there that have money, gold, grills, cars, and everything, and they're not taking care of their children. Another celebrity that I don't have to bring up, but a recent one that wasn't paying the child support. There are a lot of wealthy athletes, wealthy celebrities that aren't taking care of their children, yet they can. And I think we need to be careful on calling these men men. I think what makes a man is his decisions in life. The type of decision he makes distinguishes him from a boy to a man. A boy, like I said, puts away childish ways. We all agreed on that. We all said a boy is still into partying and doesn't really take care of responsibility that's set in front of him. A man does that. So from my point of view, these are not men at all. They might be men on paper. They own a house, they own a car. Their age might say they are a man, but in a different perspective, if you look at them, look at them and things they do and the decisions that they make, they're still a boy in the mind, but and they're not a man yet.
I think a lot of it comes down to when you have a child and everything, like you have to show that strength. You're in the very basis role, at least you've seen throughout history and everything. The man is the leader of the house, and so I kind of get this idea, this picture in my head of the man standing out front with saying, "I've got you, my entire family behind me. I'm going to be the first wall of defense. I'm going to be the strength that carries this. I will be here." But like Justin was talking about, you see the boys who will just run and that go, "No, this is just about me. I'm not leaving anything else. This is just for me. This is for my pleasure, for my own kind of fame and glory." It's not standing up and being a man. It's cowering behind a bunch of trivial shiny objects, basically.
It's not a man at all.
No.
And I think some men think that the fact that they have a kid makes them a man, whether or not they're there. Me, personally, I grew up without a father. My mom was mom and dad. She came to all my sporting events. She played dad. If I needed some type of comfort, she played mom. And like everybody was saying, I have my uncles. I've talked to them. They were my dad. I've had people from I played football practically my whole life, and my friends' dads were my dad also. That's just where I got the definition of what a man is. Not the guy who had me, but just looking at everybody else and seeing, oh, this is how their family works. I'm missing this element. But when I